So good evening everyone, and welcome back to more for the 2024 Stone Burner Open for Dune Imperium Uprising. I'm your host and commentator, the Black and tonight it is the final match for the Wildcard brackets, and we will find out who the final two players are going to be making their way into the quarter-final. As you can see here, we have played through 14 matches, and all the winners and the highest scoring second place will go through. Somehow Joe Klein, who was, I think, the second or maybe third match, is still holding on with that fastest loser spot, and will be nervously awaiting the result for Wildcard L tonight, which will be featuring QC24, Beeraffy, Sunny D, and Shades. We'll start off with QC, who came third place in Group Q. 12 points isn't a terrible return. It was enough to show up a fairly likely trip into the wildcards, winning their second week match playing as Gurney Halleck. But unfortunately, only third places outside of that, unable to really forge any kind of charge towards the top of the table, which is pretty heavily dominated in a three-way contest. But QC definitely pretty resourceful player, someone I have played over the course of quite a few games, I believe, of Dune Imperium, and I think will be pretty tough in this. Beeraffy had a fairly similar trip through the groups as well, with 11 points, finishing fourth place, and they had to do it late, however. They took a couple of second places and a third place finish, leaving them with just 5 points after 3 games, but winning the week 4 match against Pixned Takaboy and Evie Bomb, who was top of the table. Quite incredible victory for Beeraffy, forcing their way through to the wildcards. And they won their match playing against Taban as well, who has proven to be a pretty difficult leader to use. I think Beeraffy would be very happy to have made it this far, and a quarterfinal match would be like a really, really good result for them. But they've got to get through this tricky match, however. Sunny D came 5th place in a very challenging Group F, featuring a lot of very strong players, Seven Spirits and LSR noticeably, who have both featured at the North Carolina Invitationals, alongside Sunny D, who was there the last time, and also Limonade, who didn't even make it to the wildcards. That was how tough this group was. Sunny just about scraping his way through, didn't win a single match, however, but 3 second places and a third, and just consistently scoring fairly decently was enough to just about squeak through here. Of course, that's probably not going to be enough. I imagine they'll be well aware of what the mark will be for the fastest loser spot into the quarterfinals. But even if you know it, it's not something you can realistically play for in a game of Uprising, because scores can be a little bit funky sometimes in how things go, players getting onto rolls and snowballing, that sort of thing. So it's realistically, it's still pretty much a must-win game. If you somehow manage to get that, then cool, I guess, but you can't go into a match expecting it. So it's on to Sunny here to try and win this match. And lastly, we have Shade, who came 5th place in the highly competitive Group I. This was one of 7 people who won a match in this group. Pretty amazing stuff here. We've already seen from the group, Ferry Perry been knocked out, and Kodos made his way through to the quarterfinals after a pretty absurd wildcard game. I'll talk a little bit more about that once we cover his quarterfinal match. Munaim also got a shot as well at a wildcard game, as someone was not able to make the match, but they were unfortunately not able to continue here. So interesting how Shade's going to do. The one match they did win was with Muad'Dib, and they've only played either Muad'Dib or Gurney Halleck so far in this competition. Just full-on, out-and-out aggression. Pretty much a game plan they're going to have to... They've chosen to make of here. But it's not a reliable one. You can't guarantee you're going to get those 2 leaders. So we're just going to see if Shades, if he ends up having to pick someone who is not one of those 2, how he's going to react. Alright, so table's getting set up here. And it is Cloudy, who is Beeraffy in the yellow seat, is going to get the first player marker. So QC24 in green will get the first draft. Look at the opening contracts and everything first. A couple of decent early contracts here. The immediate couple of Solari people are always a fan of, obviously trying to get hold of cashing in for that. Espionage is also pretty popular. It's a spot a lot of people want to go for here. Imperium Row is interesting. Plenty going on here. We've got Smuggler's Haven, very popular. Being able to try and transfer spice into victory points is good. I did tell the players not to pick leaders, but apparently everyone just seems to ignore that nowadays. We also got Undercover Asset as well, which is also a very powerful potential early card, allowing you to get to the influence requirement spots on board spaces without actually having them. So Siege to Bar, Shipping, and Imperial Privilege. So a way of jumping the hooks queue. Can be very strong. Benny Operative as well, Spacing's Guild, and Harvester. As for the leaders, Irulan was taken already. We're missing... Who are we missing? We're missing Gurney Halleck, and we're missing Lady Jessica. So Very kind of spy-heavy sort of set of leaders here. Wadi's going to get chosen, Fade and Margie, you'd imagine, probably, but we'll see what happens. Alright, yeah, draft away. So, Shades does indeed go Muad'Dib, but no shock there. They've only played Gurney and Muad'Dib this entire competition, so not a surprise. I think Sunny might well pick up Fade Ralph here. There's the row is very unusual in that there's kind of all kind of the same sort of access. 4 triangles out there, so lots of mining and Cho'am access. The Beeraffy's decent as well. It doesn't look a very inviting Margot board, truthfully, though. No real particular access for that, so I think it makes me Fade. Oh, all go Shadam. And Staban. Wow. Okay, well, we have some interesting offbeat picks here. And here we go. So opening conflict is going to be the Mouse Skirmish here, which pairs Staban as well as Muad'Dib, who might have interest in this. But there's some... Look at these hand draws. My goodness me. No one has drawn Ring of Action apart from Shadam. Everyone else has drawn fairly similar here. Unbelievable draws. Irulan, double dagger, double convincing. Staban, double dagger, double convincing, though he is missing his Diplo. Muad'Dib not far up. What an insane start this is. So Sadan just grabs the immediate... Oh my goodness, this is insane! So Staban goes and grabs the water because he wants to just go shipping heavy. No one's got faction access. Incredible this. Muad'Dib goes Arakeen. He misses. Irulan's just going to go Assembly Hall here. Picks up questionable methods. That'd be good for later on here. And no one really has much of anything else. Staban's just going to go... Is he just going to go... gather support, I guess? Not interested in even going Imperial Basin here. I'm a little surprised at that. I think that'd be a nice pair for your ring. Means you're not having to go to a mining spot. You might not get to one. I don't think the dagger's correct. I think Imperial Basin is the move here for Staban. It gives you so much more flexibility with your ring next round. But he's going water here. Wow, what is happening with Staban? That is an unusual move there. He takes the water and goes for... It basically just changes his contract into a water. Shadam's got his ring. There's not really many places to put it. It's refinery and basin here. We're going to run out of places to go. Irulan's going to have to reveal early here. I don't know if she'll care about revealing early. But everyone's got basically the same sort of hand here. Very curious start this. I think Shadam's just going to grab some money here. I think this is not the worst option. But the thing is, if he uses his ring, he can't put any troops in. And Muad'Dib is possibly going to win this fight uncontested. No, he's not. He's going to reveal first and take and just grab all the stuff here. So he's taken undercover for hook jumping. He's taken Smuggler's Haven for the spice as well. So making his point here. And Irulan is just going to be able to limp in here and pick up some cash fairly cheap. What a strange opening round this has been. Staban with 5. Oh my god, Countless Power comes off for him. It's a huge card. He might want Benny Operative, though, instead. I don't know which one he'd prefer. We've got It's still a trade out there as well, which is a very strong card, too. Staban with a variety of choices. Calculus looks hard to turn down. Or is he going to go with Space and Guild Favor and just rely on revealing it for his bumps? I think he's got to go for a spy card. He does. He's only got 5 persuasion, though. He cannot take the operative. And I think they're trying to hide it, saying, yeah, you can't get that. So Shadam will take the operative instead. And then Irulan is going to have 5 and probably just go Space and Guild Favor. It's not the worst card in the world for her, but it's not the best. There are worlds where she might be able to, you know, do some interesting things. Oh, no, Irulan. Well, Irulan. Wow. Shadam goes Space and Guild. Interesting. She takes Benny Operative, not interested in True Trans. That peels off Overthrow. Yeah, what a curious opening round this has been. Irulan won't bother playing, of course. And we'll move on, so Muad'Dib will feel happy enough. So what's going to happen here now? Oh my goodness me. Well, it's Protect the Seachers. What a wild draw that is. So, What is Shaddam Carino going to do here? Does he go Fremen, or does he just continue down this trip here? No, he feels he's got to go Fremkit and at least try and slow people down. He also does want to draw here because his hand's pretty bad outside of what he's got. So I think Fremkit is probably the best move. Nope. Shaddam Carino is just going to go shipping. He is going to do his own thing. So Wardeeb is going to get to Fremkit. Doesn't you seek allies? Interesting. Might be saving that. Irulan's going to pick up some contracts here. Spicer finally double draw. Steban's got his access and his signet ring here. So everyone's just kind of doing their own thing here. No one seems to be really doing much to stop anyone else. I don't know. Steban's choice of going gather support and taking the water. I don't know if I like that or not, but it was the choice he made. Plays his ring. Puts... Is he really... Steban... Well, I mean, I guess given the interstellar trade and overthrow out there, looks like he is just going to blast away at research station, putting the troops in. He's going to take us down. It's a pair for him. He kind of has to, I guess. He is going for trade and or overthrow. Whichever one he can get. But Seek Eyes in his hand is awkward. It's a blank. He's going to need to draw fairly decently to even get into the trade here. He might miss it entirely. I assume Shaddam's just going... He's saying he's going to go Deep Desert to ship and then Swordmaster for round 3 is basically what he's saying he's going to do here. But he might have different plans. No, he's going to go Refinery instead. Only putting in the one troop is a little questionable. I'd have been put in 2. Wardeeb's just going to... Yep, just going to blast away at the Fremen. He's like, sure, whatever. He knows Shaddam's got both daggers, so he has to put in both troops, whatever he does. Apparently, rapidly tapping your left mouse button is the sign that you are thinking heavily and that you're the best player on the table, is my interpretation from that. Must be why I lose all my matches. So at some point, I assume someone is going to take some kind of action to try and stop someone else at the table from doing something. That's how these board games work, right? I think it is. So Irulan has got questionable methods. She paused the prepare away she drew earlier. I don't know if she's happy to see that, honestly. I guess Shaddam went by trying to stop Irulan from getting that double draw there. The question is Irulan willing to... Is she not even going to get in here? Nope, she's going to wait. She takes the Harvester. She's only got 6 persuasion, though. Steban's just going to pull everything he physically can. 2, 4, 6 misses. And that's the problem with Steban Tuek. Your deck initially has less persuasion because it's missing that diplomacy. Steban misses. And that was the problem here. I know why he felt he had to go to research station, but he was not that likely to get hold of instant trade here, and does not. He has totally missed it. That's Seek Allies causing problems. So, anyways, Shaddam will take the couple of spice. Wardeeb's got a couple to buy. I don't think he'll do it for anything. What does Irulan take here? Irulan's on 6 persuasion. I'm a bit surprised she took the Harvester in hand. That was a strange decision. Like, if it gets you instead of trade, sure, but I don't know what she's doing here. Really don't know. Really don't know. Well, true chance it is. Sardaukar Soldier comes up, which is a nice card for it, by the way. And then Steban Tuek is annoyed that he missed, but nothing you can do. Couple of daggers, he'll take the conflict, but yeah, that's the problem. You know, you had it at the start of your hand, you knew it was going to be difficult to draw. And to be honest, it's a terrible row for 6 as well. Look, it's a horrible row for 6. You can't not buy anything, though. Surely you've got to get at least a prepare minimum. But this is it's definitely not good for Staban. This is a blow. Don't know why you're pointing at green. They're not even in the conflict. You know. Anyway, so Staban will take the win. And we'll move on. Players apparently have somewhere to go. We're racing along here. Spice Refinery is next. First Soul conflict. Well, Muad'Dib finds his siege access, but of course he already could go there. Not a lot else going on here. He can't expect, though, to get to siege and Haga Basin. Someone's going to block him here. So, bit awkward this for Muad'Dib. Doesn't have to go siege yet, but then if he goes to, like, shipping, for example, with undercover asset, then what does he do? Bit of a weird hand for him. Staban is going to get access to siege here. He's got Seek allies. Just going to draw here. Wants to get hold of assets here. So it looks like he might be willing just to play Imperial Basin and just take the hard point here. By making that draw, that's my assumption here. And he's going to look to basically use undercover asset to put a spy down and then use that to pick up 2 spies off of the smugglers. Oh no, if he plays Harvester, he won't be able to do that. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Anyways, Irulan will take the spice. Not much else for her to do here. Staban will Fremkit. Shaddam has got Diplo. He's got some choices here. Don't know if he's going to go Deep Desert yet. I'd love to see him go Imperial Basin here. That'd be a baller move. To go Imperial Basin and block Muad'Dib from just going there with Smuggler's Haven. If I was sitting in blue spot, I would be heavily considering it because you can limp troops in. You're threatening bits and pieces as well. And it'd be a huge blow to Muad'Dib here. I'm fairly sure that's what he wants to do. The fact he went and drew that contract is very suspicious. I feel like he was desperate for that card here, so... Will Shaddam make the block here? He's in no danger to Deep Desert. He can't mine and get hold of shipping anyways with the card hand he's drawn, so... I'd love to see the move. He does! He does! Great move. That's a really, really good move. That's a move of being knowledgeable of the table here and paying attention. Love it. Great move. Well, there's not much Shades can do here now. It's only city access or he just goes to deliver supplies. Actually, I don't think he's doing... He's just got to grab hooks here, right? I don't think there's much else to do at this point. Could go shipping if he wanted to, but Smuggler's Haven is just an access card right now. Yeah. But I think that was a good, incisive move there from Shaddam Carino. Good choice. So Irulan is going to be more than prepared to use questionable methods here. I think she might go Assembly Hall to try and find an intrigue where she doesn't have to spend questionable maybe, or can like recover from that. It is expensive, but I'm fairly sure she will be prepared to use it. Or is she going to gather support here? It's because she's thinking of, well, I want to go Spice Refinery and be able to put troops at the same time, which is not indisputable. I don't know. I'd be worried about like leaving Assembly Hall though and giving Shaddam a chance to maybe, or someone to find an intrigue to upset you here. But a little bit dangerous this. But I think as well the 5 swords is going to be good here. Staban's just going to reveal. He's not taking any chances. He goes for Overthrow instead of Interstellar Trade, which is interesting. I actually think personally, I think I slightly prefer Interstellar Trade for Staban, but that's just me. And Shaddam's is just going to get it in here. So it's going to cost Irulan questionable methods. Staban picks up a contingency, by the way. Shaddam has to put in another troop here, or is he just not going to trash? He doesn't trash! was going to say, you got to get rid of something. At least the Dune. It does. So it's 6 on Muad'Dib. Can't get into the trade. Just going to stock up on some Fremen cards, you'd imagine. Be spoils. So he's gearing up for combat here. And again, this has been Shane's game plan this entire competition. Just blast on the battlefield, and you know, I don't know how sustainable it is. So, luckily for Staban, is that QC is going to be playing ahead of Staban here, so it's going to save contingency. I don't think he'll play it to take second place. I could be wrong. Oh, he can't anyways. So, anyways, so Irulan taking the Sardaukar Soldier as well as the Spy Master. It's a nice card for her. Big keeper for Shaddam. And Irulan will have to take the down bump with the Emperor. It's the only bump she's got. But feels it's too important to win this, and she's probably correct. And that will do the job here. So Irulan wins. Sunny will get a somewhat pricey second place. Not really what they wanted, but way it goes. There's this spy go for Irulan. Emperor, yeah. I was thinking he's going to be there or maybe High Council. Shaddam finds distraction though, so that's actually not a bad. That's not a bad conciliatory card here. By the way, look at the road now. Long the fight is, and Strike Feet's out there. Good grief. And Muad'Dib went and bought a load of sword cards. Oof. Irulan off to Espionage, going to be drawing as much as possible. Big cards to target here, although her hand's not looking too great. That's only 6 persuasion. It's not ideal. She gets two spies down. She got the Espionage contract for some cash as well. Shaddam, you would imagine, is just going to go shipping Swordmaster here. Don't see any reason for him to do anything else. But Staban Tuek could actually cause a real problem here. Staban could go Spice Refinery, change a spice out for 4 coins, then put a spy on the council, change the other spice for 3, and then use contingency plan to get in Shaddam's way here. Basically just generate 9 Solari out of nowhere. And I don't think Staban has a huge amount else to do in this situation. No faction access. He's going to go Siege instead. He's happy to give up an action to get a little cheaper, I guess. I would have been tempted to do it, though. Guess he figures that Muad'Dib's just going Siege too often. Anyways, we'll see. So, Muad'Dib, by the way, has got Smuggler's Haven. So, it'll be interesting to see if he's going to play it this hand. His hand's fairly decent, though. He's got the Diplo and Signet Rings, so things will be awkward here. Shaddam's just got to ship and just take... It's just got to ship and like, you have to, right, here? Ship Swordmaster. Why would you not do this? He is worried about Deep Desert. That is the one thing he's concerned about. He's concerned about Staban Tuek trying to get in the way of that. There is a lot of spice out there. That is true. Shaddam would have to go either deliver supplies or gather support. Yeah. And if he goes gather support, it's getting away from the Swordmaster. She does want. So Shaddam's got to make a decision of what the priority is here. He is... Excuse me? Why is he using his signet ring to do this? What is going on here? That's his Swordmaster access card. Well, he's spent the bump anyway, and he didn't take it with the Spacing Guild, so he must be, basically, he's planning to go deliver supplies. But if he's going to deliver supplies, why didn't he just go deliver supplies? Very strange. Anyway, so Muad'Dib's going to start whacking worms in. It is Shadow Contest. I may have forgot to show that. It's going to win this battle uncontested, basically. Unless Staban 2ek has intentions of blasting it in here at Research Station. Should be very ambitious. Irulan's just going to get her Swordmaster ready here. I mean, why not, I guess. Obviously, again, still looking to draw. So drawing most of her deck here. All 1 costers. 7 Persuasion. So she has access to whatever she wants here. Might as well limp in. Oh, she's going to... Wait, she trashes the Sonico Soldier of her hand, though. The problem with that is that, well, she's obviously going for Strike Fleet. She figures, well, I'm revealing first. Picks up Ornithopter, which is not inconsequential. At least you know your opponents don't have that. I mean, it's not immediately useful to her, but yeah, she does give up the instead of trade along the fighters and temporary Strike Fleet. That's why Staban is... Well, Staban hasn't got much else to do. He's just going Assembly Hall and drawing here. Trying to get to Strike Fleet, because it's an insane card. Buy access for him is absolutely crazy. Yeah, so he's playing for Strike Fleet, assuming that Irulan is going to go for one of the bigger cards, but he's wrong. So Shaddam does go deliver supplies. I think he should have gone there first, truthfully. Shipping was not in any danger. Unless he was worried that Muad'Dib was going to bypass that with Undercover, maybe? I guess. Anyways. What's done is done. Muad'Dib's just going to pick up the Highlander contract. Just take anything com-related. He's just going to take. So Smuggler's Haven still not doing anything. And this is a blow to Staban 2ek. Although Guild Spy comes off, which is not... It's an incredibly powerful card, but it's not Staban's best card, though. Staban's whole point of his spies is to be using them as he goes, putting some on the you know, putting them places, using them to pick up spies from Hacker Base, stuff like that. So he's going to have to take Guild Spy. But it's not Staban 2x's best card. There are other leaders that make use of Guild Spy far better than Staban. There's nothing he can do. He has to take it, but he might end up using it. He might put it on, like, Spacing Guild here. I think I'd put it on Spacing Guild and kind of see where the road takes you. Or is he going to go Fremen, and he's threatening going for the Alliance here? He's got Overthrow coming, of course. The customary tapping of the item to show that I'm not sure what I'm doing. I don't know why that's important, but I guess for dramatic effect, cheers. Shaddam reveals for 6. He was after Guild. Everyone was after Strike Fleet. Which is kind of funny. Coordination's still a good card from him. Takes it. And then Muad'Dib's going to win this very comfortably indeed. He's going to have 3 Persuasion. Do you just take Ecological here? I don't know. He might not bother. Oh, Benny Operative's out there. Ignore me. Shadow Alliance from Muad'Dib is good to have in the back pocket, and he's going to pick up 2 more intrigues here off the conflict anyways. No one's going to play anything, so Muad'Dib will win. Staban second, and Irulan will pick up the Spice and Troop, which is all she was really after, if truthfully. The loose spice, so, you know. Use them to Staban or do anything else. So yeah, this is Muad'Dib's plan. He's just going to go all in on combat, basically, and just hope that he just wins just through brute force. Contingency and backed by Cho and Found, which are not the worst intrigues. Not for him, truthfully. They're both fairly decent. And Staban picks up Contingency number 3. There's only 3 in the deck, and we've drawn them all. That's pretty insane. Arakeen is next. It's walled. Although Muad'Dib has got the water anyways, but Staban 2ek will be annoyed by this. Staban 2ek will be annoyed. We've got to have Swordmasters from blue and green in this round. I'm curious to see what Staban's going to do here. Now, if he goes to Fremkit, if he pulls the spy, he will not be able to trash. So the spy's got to stay down. You resolve the spy effects or anything else, so he'd have to leave the spy there. He can ignore the draw on Fremkit. But if he pulls the spy, he has to trash, so... And he does pull the spy. So... It doesn't matter. Spy effects happen before board effects. It's always been the rule. Yep. You've got to leave the spy there. If you pull the spy for information and draw, it happens before you can do anything else. It is mandatory. So, not if you pull the spy for information, no. Not here. So, this is going to be interesting here. So, she has access to 2 trashes, by the way. One from Calculus and one from the space, but I don't think they're going to be trashing 2 cards. Or are they going to be trashing 2 cards? Sorry, Steban's going to buy us. Wow. Okay, well, I'm here now. This was not planned, obviously. So, Steban Tuek is gearing for war as well, I guess. It's going to be almighty clash for round 7. If Muad'Dib needs to make sure he has Hana access round 7, basically. Needs to try and get a spy there. I don't know where he's getting them from. So, Steban does that in the end. Obviously, it wasn't the plan. Drew his ring as well, which is even worse. Shaddam is just going to go dutiful here. Just taking points. Is he going to start taking his Sardaukar contracts because he's got coordination? Looks like it. So he is planning a massive dump in later on. Muad'Dib's just going to... Well, I guess there is his spy, Varakini. I guess I forgot about that. So, I assume the spy is going spacing. It is. So, prepping up for round 7. And that's it. Again, you know, if it's... You know, his strategy is clear. Swordmaster for Irulan. Yeah, Shaddam went to... So, Shaddam gave up his Swordmaster to do this, by the way. What he's doing here is I think he's more interested in going Imperial Privilege and cycling out Distraction, I guess. It's not the best intrigue for Shaddam, I suppose. It also means he gets the Swordmaster a bit cheaper and also slows down his opponents. Because if he goes there next round, then they've got to get a spy up there. Steban has to use Overthrow here. I just don't know what he's going to use it on. Man, buy access is so good to have that. That's going to be used probably for the Fremen Alliance. He's not going Fremen with this. Secrets is a bit iffy. Could go Espionage. Deliver supplies also good. Gives him shipping access if he wants it. He needs money. I think Fremen would be a mistake here. I don't think that's necessary. I think he'll go Espionage and just put spies down and does. And he picked up his Guild Spy card, which is not what he wanted to see. That is the last card he wanted. Does not get the ability off his ring. Can't pay for an intrigue. It only happens if he puts a spy down with his ring. So I assume Shaddam's going Imperial Privilege here. That's why he went Emperor, right? There's definitely better intrigues out there than Distraction. Yep, that's what we're going to see here. So Privilege comes. So pulls off his agent from the Emperor. That is mandatory. Has to pull an agent if possible, and it can't be the one you pulled here. So Distraction is getting spun. This is why he did this, just to spin Distraction. Shit, it's not a bad intrigue. But that's better. Man, that's a nice one for Shaddam here. With shipping access as well in his ring. And it's very dangerous. That is very, very dangerous indeed. I think Shaddam is prepping up for Siege here. And he can now use his Maker Keeper to go to Siege when he changes allegiances and picks up the... and he can actually... So this is going to be interesting. So he's going to change allegiances to take the Fremen bump, but he will not be able to retroactively use the spice to change allegiances. Intrigue cards are considered what is known in the parlay as atomic. So when you play a card, you have to do everything that you're going to do on that card at that time. So you can't do a card effect, do something else, and then come and say, oh, now I'm going to do the other effect. You have to do it all in one stop here. So he will not be able to get the Spice Maker Keeper to then give him the spice, the free spice for the bump change allegiances, because the card would have been given up at that point and discarded effectively, because you've done everything you can on it. I imagine Sonny will know that, but not everyone does. This has been a thing since the original game. It's just there haven't been that many intrigues which give you multiple lines of you can do this and then this sort of thing, multiple costs. There's very few of those about, so it doesn't always come up here. But Muad'Dib goes Siege anyways, which is a disappointing for Shaddam here. That is very disappointing. What a shame. Muad'Dib, just not much else to do here, really. Irulan picking up contracts. She's at 7 persuasion. She's going to be eyeing it with Seller Trade here. And Shaddam has to reveal for 5 after the Desert Tactics bit of a mess. And won't even buy. Oof. I don't know what Shaddam wants to do. Does Shaddam... Shaddam could also just go High Council here. And just get it done. But he doesn't have Swordmaster, though, so it's a bit iffy. Is he going to take the spice now? Yeah, he's just going to get it now and call it a day. I don't hate that decision. You know, it's 8 spice out there. Why risk it anymore? Look for some coins. Yeah, I think this is reasonably good. Muad'Dib with 6. Gets his spy down Hagar Basin here, so he is ready for round 7 to just highline and worm, and no one can do anything about it. So that is Shade's plan here, is to basically just win the game round 7 on whatever conflict it is. That is the plan here. I don't know if he's going to get enough resources together to do that, though. He's got to score a couple of points before then. Irulan just frem kits. A little bit scared to not draw Persuasion. Well, she pulls Operative, which is 1, but it's a card she'd rather have played. But that's what happens when you draw off your last card. Shaddam's going to reveal for 3. I don't know if he'll buy anything. QC's annoyed, but that's the problem. You draw off your last card. This is what happens. Unless you're playing Pool Atreides and base Dune Imperium, this is what you've got to expect sometimes. You're going to get the draw cards you don't want to see. It's the risk you take. Shaddam's not going to bother buying anything. Irulan surely is going for Insular Trade. I'm sure she's taken that over the fight. She's only got 2 faction bumps at the moment. Desperately needs some stuff here. Gets the intrigue as well on the purchase, going for the acquire here. So curious to see how QC is planning to continue on this game, though. They have a lot of work to do in a short time frame. And not really set up for much combat either, so interesting. Anyways, so Staban wins, and it's 3 coins apiece. No one gets the cheap second. The coins will be useful for Staban to help pay for his buy access. And we'll move on to round 6. It's Test of Loyalty. It's Test of Loyalty. Well, well, well. Staban has to go Swordmaster immediately. It's too dangerous with all these intrigues around for his opponents to have money intrigues to get to Swordmaster for him. He has to go there immediately. I think to not go there immediately is kind of insane. Why give him action economy? His hand is a little tricky, though. Swordmaster, Sardaukar, Imperial Privilege with whatever card you don't use. You're going to get an intrigue off of Sardaukar. You don't want to change that change these. Change these is really good for you here. But you can definitely... you could even maybe get the double bump for the Bene Gesserit to get the draw for Prepare the Way here. I don't hate that. Wow. Wow. Well, apparently Emperor Shaddam's plan is to have every single alliance in this match. That is his win condition here, is to just have all 4 alliances in this game, is my only assumption. So Muad'Dib has a weird spot now. He can get Swordmaster, but he has to drop a faction bump for it. I don't think he can turn this down. I was curious. Well, we're here. So, Swordmaster from Muad'Dib. Irulan will score with Espionage. Gets the intrigue as well. Strike Fleet's in hand. Obviously wants to use it. That's why she doesn't want to put the spy back at the Bene Gesserit here. She is eyeing up this conflict. She's got the Ornithop to match as well, it should be noted. So this is one worth for her fighting for. Whoops. So, that is why we are indeed seeing the spy and Arakeen here. Irulan is going to go for this. I don't know if she's going to win it, though. It's a bit ambitious. But maybe she doesn't think she can reliably win round 7. And obviously can't get the spy on the Spacing Guild, so... tricky spot here. Anyways, so Staban... go and hang a base and get the worm in. So now, if Muad'Dib wants to go get a worm in this fight, he has to spend his spy here. Don't think he'll care too much about that, truthfully. Shaddam, I assume, is going here, but now you're not changing your intrigue. He gets 2 draws. Unless he's discarding change it, surely not. Yeah, it just feels a little bit of an inefficient way to do this, truthfully. But we're here. Picks up this. Is he just going to keep going shipping here? Is that his plan? Muad'Dib just going Imperial Basin with undercover asset. That hurts. Oof. So bits of technical fun and games here, the way it goes sometimes. So, Irulan just goes Assembly Hall here. Picking up the spice. Finds Cool Arms, which is it's not really what she wanted, truthfully. But she's got it. I gotta be honest, I don't really like Green's position in this game at all. I'm really not a fan. Really not a fan of her current position. Is Irulan preparing to highline this combat? I think she's about to highline this. I legitimately think she's about to highline this. It's pretty wild. Sorry about this little thing down here. It's not meant to be there, but things are doing things. Wow. So, what does Staban do here? He must realise if he wants to win this fight, he's going to have to commit more forces. He doesn't want to. But he's got no choice here. Does he just go Arakeen? Does he go Siege for some water? Siege it is. How much do you commit here, though? I guess you just sit with that and you just hope not to use contingencies. It's a weird spot, this. So what is Shaddam going to do here? He's got 9 persuasion. He could just opt to reveal and take the Spice Must Flow here. And he can pay the free spice with Spacing Guild to take a bump. He doesn't get the cash, though. What Shaddam's thinking of is, can I go shipping with Spacing Guild and reveal here? Oh my holy god. He's going to go Sardaukar because he thinks he can double draw? Or is he just going to pay for high council with this? He's going to pay for high council of it, so protecting the Spiceless Flow makes sense. So he's got himself in a reasonable spot here, so... yeah, just do it, just do it. I've got to take their contract there in the midst of the reload. So, Up next is Muad'Dib. Now, what's he going to do? He cannot highline this. It makes no sense. But what is he going to do? Does he make a play for the Fremen Alliance? He's got Shadow? So if he gets the 4, he's guaranteed the point. It's going to hinder Staban, whatever happens. I don't know. I don't know. So there's a bit of background noise. So, yeah, he's having a look here. I can't see Muad'Dib getting heavily involved here, though. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, why would you... I don't know what he's looking for, truthfully. Like, Muad'Dib's not highlining this. He has no worm access, even if he wanted to do that. He gave that up when he went to Imperial Basin. Does he just go deliver supplies, maybe? Because he figures that when he goes highline, he'll get the other bump. He's also thinking ahead, of course, with Smuggler's favor as well. That he wants the 4 spice for it. No way. What? Wow. I cannot believe that. He's not even going to win the fight. Irulan probably can't believe that. I think she was going highline. What in the... Wow. He feels he's got to stop Staban, but he uses his highline contract here after being so up. I guess the problem he doesn't want to spend Smuggler's favor going to highline. Wow, that is some decision. But Staban 2X got all these contingencies about to be thrown out here. Incredible. Well, this is horrible timing for Shades. If he felt he had to do is to try to stop Yellow from scoring. It's a terrible, terrible bit of timing, sadly. Shaddam Carino, I think, has just gone favourite, by the way. He has just gone favourite. With his ring coming and shipping coming and changing allegiances, I think Shaddam is just... He's just going to try and solitaire and just win this. What an unbelievable turn of events this has been. Incredible. Muad'Dib's got 6 to buy. I don't know what he's buying with 6. I don't think he's buying anything here. Oh, this is going to be ugly. Staban's going to contingency. Muad'Dib's going to, and then Staban's going to throw... Oh, I've got the 3rd one as well. And Red is going to be absolutely sick to the stomach here. I really should play the intrigue before taking the card, but it's not a big deal. Staban has to. Blue's not in the conflict. And here we go. Here come the swords. There's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. And Red can't believe it. Red cannot believe it. That could be their competition right there. I mean, it's a huge boon for Staban because of Guild Spy. I guess that's why he's doing it. He's terrified of letting him just get Swat's own skill spy and get a load of stuff here, but he tried to be greedy and win this and the next fight as well. Was it worth the Highline contract? I don't know. I really don't know. But what an insane situation that is. So here we are then. It's round 7. It's Refinery. Walls up. And I feel like Muad'Dib here is just a little bit stunned by it all. And probably just needs a moment just to kind of recollect here and work out what they're going to do. That is horrendously backfired. It's huge for Staban. The fact he's got buy access as well is huge. Staban also just wants to get this game over and done with now. Well, what a if he's going to do it, I mean, he should have put in more troops, truthfully. To use your highline contract like that and to not win the fight is an absolute catastrophe. I mean, all right, Mr. Barn had 6 swords when he had 3. That's a little unlucky, but... brutal. Absolutely brutal. So... it is... damage limitation, you think, here, YD. Blows the wall at Siege because he's got the worm, but it's about the best he can do here. It is scrambling. Irulan's going to obviously ship it with Highline. This was obviously planned from the last round. Just going to get it in here. Holding the troops back for no particular reason. Not going to make a big difference. The Barn's just going to grab intrigues here. There's Guild Spy. He doesn't have the point with the Bene Gesserit, though. And he doesn't have a spy there with the spacing, and he doesn't have a spy there either, and he doesn't have access. So that's the only thing keeping the game going here. Shaddam has to get in front of the Emperor Alliance, and will do, some form or another. He might just ship again here, truthfully. Man, his hand's not great. He doesn't need to ship, though. He's got shift allegiance, change allegiances for the free spy, so it doesn't have to. Shaddam's got to make some decisions pretty quickly here. I think it's important that he takes the Emperor Alliance this round, whatever he does. He's got to get in front and not let Staban be able to win it on 4. You're the only person defending that, and you've got to hold it off. A spy would be useful for you as well. Maybe even go change allegiances to get it now, and then use the spy and put it down on accept contract to draw 2 cards here. I think that might have actually been a better choice, truthfully. But never mind. Contract it is, because the contract itself is not that useful to you, apart from the Sardaukar here. So he is prepping for this, but Staban, there's worlds he might be able to beat you to this. Fortunately, Staban's only got 8 persuasion. So he can't steal it. But that was a little bit of a risk. And Muad'Dib's, well, I mean, this is desperate now. I mean, the only thing he can possibly do is go... what do you do here? Do you just go gather support, Deep Desert with Smuggler's Haven and just take the hard point? Surely you think you've got to try and win the fight here, right? But it doesn't match for you. You don't have the money. Awful spot. But in all honesty, it's one you put yourself in. This was not didn't have to happen this way. They could have just decided to just hold on and just win the round 7 conflict as hard as they can. But they felt they had to try to stop Staban, but tried to do it too cheaply. And it is, yeah, this is a catastrophic situation now. So he's just drawing cards and trying to make stuff happen here, but this is really, really terrible. He's surely just going to go worm here. He feels he's got nothing to do but to fight, but Irulan's got this largely. She's not going to hesitate here. She's going to get stuck in. So you just aspire to go to Arakeen here. This is just giving Staban more money, by the way. He can now go High Council and buy access, by the way. And I imagine that's what he's going to go and do here. Trashing the prepare just to get the extra spice. That should go back to the reserves. This is a reserve card. Here comes Shaddam's favour. Just to get it all in here. She's going to hope the weight in numbers does the job here, which... it's a little dicey. Muad'Dib's going to get a worm in. He doesn't have any more battle intrigues, though, because surely he doesn't have any. He would have played them. Here comes the barn. Goes for a Swordmaster. So he's going to lift the spy, and he says him going to High Council. So Shaddam is surely going... What's he doing here? Is he going to go Privilege first? Or is he going to go Sardaukar first? He has to go Sardaukar first, surely. Doesn't have coordination, though, so he can't deploy any of this. Leverage is no good, but he's obviously intending to trash it in Imperial Privilege, and I don't think Staban's going to go there ahead of him. So Agent Recall. So Staban has to take his contract back. His contract agent back. Shaddam still doesn't have his Swordmaster, by the way. Just kind of weird. Just getting through with Privilege and to basically kind of counteract for that. Nothing else to do here. I'll be interested to see if Shades looks back at this game and figures maybe... Like, maybe he felt he was just trying to stop Yellow because he was scared Yellow's just going to just bulldoze the table here. Yellow Bow has picked up Spice's power, which is also worth noting, which is pretty damn good. But, yeah, I think he just had to go to the 7 and just call it a day here. Pretty insane. I have no idea what Shaddam is doing. Oh, he's got the spy from the Sardaukar. My apologies. He's trying to work out where to put it. I don't hate Assembly Hall, actually. Privilege and Assembly Hall to get the Spice Must Flow. Yeah, I quite like that, actually. I think that's... He's got... But he's already got 9 Persuasion. He doesn't really need it. Well, figures, what the heck, just in case something weird happens, I guess. The problem that Shaddam Karuna has got here is how is he going to get this bump at the Fremen? He has no access, and he has no spice now either. He spent it going to Sardaukar. That was the downside of going Sardaukar. Maybe he should have just gone Dutiful Service. Is that a mistake? Well, Muad'Dib's painted himself into a corner here. Just puts the worm in. Knows he can't even win the fight. Unless he flukes an intrigue. I think he should have put the troops in to give himself some chance of putting an intrigue that wins him this fight, honestly. I think he should have just committed. Because he would have had 17... and then the 4 swords gets him to 21, and then suddenly he can pull intrigues as wins the fight. Now he's not even helping himself here. He could find Spring the Trap. He could find Weakness. He could find Question Methods is out, I guess. This Devour can still win him the fight. This is sadly, this is a give up here. I think he had to commit those troops and just hope he finds an intrigue. That's the best thing he can do. Anyways, what does Staban do here then? Staban can get his Spice Must Flow, but he can't end the game. He can only score 2 points. Cannot get the Emperor Alliance. Yellow thinks Blue's got it. No one can end this game, I don't think. Everyone's got to find 3 points here, and I don't know how anyone is finding 3 points. Like, how do you think Shaddam's getting 3 points here? Spice Must Flow. Fremen Friendship. Where's his 3rd point coming from? I honestly don't know. Anyway, Saban goes Assembly Hall to block Shaddam? Question mark? But it's not his spice... What? What the heck move was that? I'm completely confused. What? Why? There's some free spice there for Shaddam. Why did Staban Tuek go Assembly Hall and not High Council? Because he can't end the game? I've no idea. Shaddam, by the way, finds his signet ring, which will give him his Fremen bump, but he still can't end the game. Wadi finds special mission off of the worm intrigue. Irulan can't do anything. I have no earthly idea why Staban Tuek did not go for the High Council. He didn't go High Council because he wanted the by access, of course. Yeah, I guess. He tried to fluke it in Assembly Hall. That's why he went there. He was trying to fluke an intrigue to give him a card draw. That's what he's going. He was trying to fluke it. It's been a strange match, this, isn't it? Yeah, he doesn't need to take the bump with the Fremen because he gets it with... But he doesn't get it with Guild Spy. He doesn't have Spiceless Flow. You do need to drop the water yellow, please. Well, red and green are lamenting their matches. This match is not over. This match is not over, kids. We are still going. Staban Tuek tried to greet it at Assembly Hall and find, like, Intern's Report or something along those lines and missed it. Yeah, he's not got his Spicemas Flow. Bummer. He doesn't even buy anything for 8. He doesn't even take longer than fighters. Why not take longer than fighters? Well, he's saying he should have gone High Council, but then he couldn't have taken the... That's what he just tried to greet it, I guess. Or he got his Mambles... I don't know. Why didn't he play Reinforcements? He might have found Intern's Report. We have to see what the next intrigue that comes off the deck is. If it's Intern's Report or the one that gives you the draw, it's going to be pretty funny. It's going to be pretty funny. So keep an eye out for the next intrigue. He could have played Reinforcements just to cycle the intrigue. He didn't go High Council. Well, in any event, Shaddam's not even going to bother playing the rings because I can just save detonation. And he's assuming he's going to get access to throwing in some form, maybe shipping and whatnot next round. Or his Spice pays for the bump. Yeah, this has been a curious wildcard game, by the way. Reminder of folks, of course, that there is a fastest loser spot still to fight for here at 11 victory points. I don't know if the players might remember in the midst of all this, but this game is continuing. No one can finish this. So the combat's already been determined. They've already sorted themselves out, so green wins it. It's a couple of intrigues for red. What was the next intrigue? Could Staban have got a draw to get his to get it? This should be interesting. It is no. Oh, it's Secure Spice Trades, not bad. Inspire Rule. And so on we go. So round 8 is Imperial Basin. Fopta symbol. Well, it's a match for Iframati. It also is technically a match for Irulan. She's got the end game for it. It should be noted. They're the only two also with any amount of spice here. Muad'Dib has not drawn well. Irulan's probably just going to bunch in a high line and hope it all works itself out here. It's a point regardless. She's got no spies to Spy Master, though. She also was hoping to pick up Spice to get the bump there anyways. This has not been the prettiest game of Dune Imperium we've seen this competition. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna lie, it's not been the prettiest. But sometimes there is beauty to be had when games are as much of a scramble as these have been. I think the first round detailed that with some of the way the hands got drawn. It was always going to be that kind of match. Very scrappy. And 2, if not 3 players still realistically have a shot at winning this. But Shaddam Carino has got some hand. Back to Irulan. What on earth do you do here? Do you highline this? How often are you winning this if you highline is the problem. I feel like the answer is basically never. Is the best move for her maybe deliver, shipping, dutiful? It's to get her 2 faction points at least, but the problem is you could highline, I guess, but how are you ever winning this fight? You've no battle intrigues. You've just told the table you have none. I think highline is incorrect. I don't see how you're ever meant to benefit out of this. There's got to be a better move. Does she just go Sardaukar instead for the intrigue? Can always go dutiful with Spy Master. She's going to go the other way around, but I think that's probably the plan here. Maybe she gets in the bonus intrigue if she gets the 2 persuasion of the Emperor, which she's not made any progress towards, of course. Right, folks, so we had a disconnect because Steam is doing bad things. So we're going to resume the game here. The save happened just before the Maker's Recall happened here, so this does mean that some hands are going to be drawn differently here. Nothing we can do about that. That's just when the save happened here. So, but thankfully we didn't get very far into it. So it's still Imperial Basin, as you can see here. And it is still Irulan to go first. So Irulan should take the same move because her deck didn't change. Yeah, you need to take the same move. Your deck doesn't change, so I think you should take the same move regardless. So they'll get the same intrigue as well. But beyond that, now it's everyone has to do new stuff. So they pick up Sardaukar. They pick up... Oh, it was Imperium Policies was the card they were going to get there. That's pretty nice. I didn't actually get a chance to see what the intrigue was unless she hit it and then the mod died, so... That is an insane, insane hit, that. That is very useful. That is just a straight point. So I'm just trying to get the camera in a better spot here. It's going to be a bit of a mess to edit this one. I'm not looking forward to this, but oh well. Anyways. So, we're back to yellow. It's all just fresh play now. So they've got Guild Spy. So they're just going to take what bumps they can here. This is just points desperation. Is there any world where Stabantuet can steal the Emperor Alliance? He's going to try. Shaddam's got coordination, Spacing's Guild. Yep, trashing's optional. Sure, they wouldn't bother trashing, no point here. It's surely to the last round of the game. So what on earth does Shaddam Carino do here? He's got the point of the Fremen. He can get to 9. But how on earth does he score Spiceless Flow? This is a really difficult spot for Blue here. I think the only thing he can realistically do is hit accept contract with Spacing Guild and hope he draws 3 persuasion? And then just reveals, takes 10 points, and hope you win the game? That's the problem. How does he score 2 points? He can't get a third alliance. If anything, he's in danger of losing it. He has to get to 10 points here. And I believe it's the only way he can do it is to go accept contract and hope he pulls 3 persuasion total. And then just reveals. Now, what Shaddam could do is he could play change allegiances first to go down and up on the Emperor, put the spy on accept contract, Then pay the free spice for the throne bump, and then he can go accept contract and draw 3 cards. I think that is what I would do here. It's a little dangerous. I totally get that, and using changes like that and not defending your alliance is very scary. But I think that's the best move that I can see here, given his very limited options. He has to get Spice to slow this round. Oh, he's got High Council, of course. Sorry, the reset here. Yeah, he's got High Council. Sorry. Ignore what I was just saying there. So he's going to use this instead to protect his alliance to get the throne. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, my apologies. Yeah, sorry, everyone. I think Shaddam Carino is... He's going High Council. Shaddam Carino is going High Council with Sardaukar Coordination. He's going to pay the 5 cash to hit it twice. He gets 3 troops and intrigue and 2 spice, and he combines that with the spice must flow in his hand for the 3rd spice, place change allegiances, and use that to get his throne and bump. That is Shaddam Carino's plan here. He is going High Council. And then he beats it with detonation and just chucks it in and gets whatever he can out of the conflict, basically. Gets the 10 points, shuts his eyes, and hopes he wins. That is the plan. Wadi, by the way, has a shot here at trying to actually get himself some points here. He picks up, goes worming. He's got access to Highliner. He's got some spice in the bag as well. Irulan's just going to go and take whatever points she can here. Doesn't need to go Emperor anymore, which is a bonus. That point is secure, but I don't think Green's going to win this game anymore. They look like pretty much out of it. How does Staban 2X score 2 points here? Is there any world he could win the fight? I don't think so. He's going to Guild Spy here. He's going to Guild Spy the Emperor? Wow, okay. He's going Research Station. It looks like he's going Research Station here, and he's prepping up for it. But he's Spice's power is in his hand, but it's not doing a lot. Staban has to take a contract. That is true. It has to be the move for Shaddam. It's what he's played for, right? He's thinking of going Privilege again, but I don't think so. I think you literally just get to 10 points and hope you're good. It's scary. But you're going to have... You're probably going to get 2nd place out of this conflict. If minimum 3rd, you're going to have 10 points and like 3 spice sort of thing. I do not see a way he gets to 11. Unless the intrigue he pulls gets him that point. Opportunism, maybe. Secure spice trade would be a point for him, though obviously we know Red's got it, but he doesn't know that. Shadow Alliance would be protection in case Yellow's got Imperium politics, although we know that Green's got that, but Blue, again, doesn't know this. I guess he had to do it this way. So he is closing his eyes and hoping that Staban 2X has no way to get this bump. It is as simple as that. Wardib's just going to do whatever he can here. It's obviously all going in. It doesn't matter. The conflict is, it's you know. He's going to score 3 points here. He's going to match. He's going to get a couple of pair, but there's no way for him to get any more spice. So, but it's not going to be enough here. Nothing ready for Irulan to do either. Opportunism was found. Staban would have loved that card. What an insane pull. It's agonizing for Irulan to pull that, by the way. It's really no use to it, but whatever. That's a real blow. Staban could really have used that. That would have just been a straight point with the Emperor. He could have just down bumped it if he didn't get there. That would have been absolutely nuts. Wow. Well, Staban Tuek needs to fluke an intrigue that somehow gives him a point. But I don't think there's any out there anymore that he can score with. There's overthrow. It came too late. It's what he was looking for. To steal the alliance from Shaddam. But he couldn't do it. He's only got 8 persuasion because he never trashed his daggers from the trip earlier with Desert Tactics when he pulled the spy. He never trashed the daggers. He trashed the convincing instead. And just when he needs that critical spice must flow, it's not there. Can he fluke an intrigue and get himself out of trouble here? No. Depart from Arrakis is a total blank. And I don't know whether it was luck or judgment. I think Emperor Shaddam might win this. Unless Muad'Dib can find an extra point somewhere. 2, 3, 5, 6. He's only got 6 persuasion. He's only got... Oh no! Special mission's 8. He'd be able to put a spy dagger and make persuasion, but he doesn't have 9. He's got to go Arakeen. But then he loses on Spice tiebreak to Shaddam anyways. Muad'Dib has to get a Spice for slow here. He has to... I guess Arakeen's the only logical thing he can do with Beast Spoilers. He's going to win the fight. He has to hope he wins the fight. Yeah, it's the only thing he can do here. So he gets the Spice Must Flow. He's going to get to 10 points. But he's got nothing for Shadow, and he's got nothing for Spice Trade. He gets an extra troop he can put in as well. But he's only got 8 Persuasion on hand right now. He has to play Special Mission in order to get the Spice Must Flow here. So he's going to be stranded at 10. And he cannot generate any Spice here. So it's not going to be enough here. This has been a most curious game. And I think Joe Klein... He picks up Siege Ritual, by the way, off the draw, which is no good to him. And I think Joe Klein is going to hold on for this fastest loser spot in the quarterfinals, which is unbelievable, everything considered. This has been an incredible match. Yellow's just going to take what spice he can, but it doesn't matter. It's not going to make a difference here. And Shaddam Carino wins the game on Spice Tiebreak and goes through to the quarterfinals. What a ridiculous match this has been. Goodness me. There's no voice chat, so I can't go in and chat with the players here. I am left with my own thoughts of what we've witnessed. Yeah, what a crazy, crazy game this ended up being. Swings and roundabouts and everything there, and Blue could have lost it. Probably should have lost it as well. But Staban didn't draw Overthrow. Overthrow was at the bottom of his deck. Saved his alliance. The reset didn't help either. Wardy found his way to 10 points. Still think the round 6 was wrong. But, personally, but... I don't know. What a crazy match this was. So confirmation that Sunny D will go through the quarterfinal I, where he will take on Josh Ragmalak and the You Got Franked. That is going to be a very, very tough match. That. Meanwhile, Joe Klein will hold on for the fastest at this point on 11 victory points. The only second place to get to 11 points, which is pretty insane. And he'll be going through the quarterfinal E against Toll, Federico, and Lannister. That's going to be quite unfair as well. Lots of juicy quarterfinals coming up for you in the next round here. But yeah, what an insane way this game kind of finished in this last round. I mean, pretty wild. Good to watch, I guess. But this was just a really, really crazy one. It was one of those ones where almost everyone had some chances in the end. Like, everyone had some alright stuff going on. Green had a pretty tasty deck. Stabarn with overthrowing Guild Spy would be disappointed to have not got there. Just had to try and find a way to steal it in round 7. Everyone was the victim, I think, at times of some tricky draws here and there. But this was, just a completely pretty chaotic match. Very scrappy early on. I don't think anyone was particularly happy with the situation. Round 6 was wild. And then everyone assuming the game was getting to round 7, but no one could finish it, which gave Green a chance to try maybe find a way to get there. But unfortunately, just couldn't find any intrigues to help him find a point. I don't know what he could have possibly found that would have given him a point either. But yeah, what a curious match this was. But in any event, hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the wildcards as well. Coming up next will be our coverage of the quarterfinal brackets. We've got 56 players remaining, and everyone will be wanting to be crowned the first ever Uprising champions. So this should be a good scrap to the end here. But we're going to quote one there. So thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Of course, please feel free to support and follow the channel to see more of these matches. We'll see you on the next conflict.